Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you joining us from around the world, thank you very much for doing so. This is the San Gervasio Pro-Am for 2017, and today it's all pros all of the time. We've got the women's pro event about to start in the next few moments, so sit back and get ready to watch. We've got some great skiing entertainment on the way to you. We've got Chad Scott there at the wheel for the women's competition, and here's our view from the dock for our first competitor, who is going to be Alyssa Shevchenko of the Russian Federation. I'm sure that she's going to be coming in at something like 14.25 meters or 28 off. But we've got some tremendous views of the facility. Right there is our shoreline camera. There is our view from the back of the towboat looking towards the skier. There's our tournament dock, and there is the view of our driver, Chad Scott. So we pretty much have got you covered at this point, so it is all a go here at the San Gervasio Pro-Am, and once again, thank you once again for tuning in. This is Tony Leifert along with Alessandro Fiamengi. Hopefully I pronounced that right.
Yes, you're right. So we warmed up yesterday very nicely with the amateurs competitions, and now today we are here for the great event that is actually hosted in San Gervasio since the 3rd year in the world, and it's gonna be a new Europe. What do you think, Tony? I heard that now this year there will be 4 competitions at this level in Europe.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we have got Alyssa Shevchenko coming into the course. All right, there is Alyssa Shevchenko of the Russian Federation. As she pulls out to shorten for her opening pass, that should be 14.25 meters. Can't see why it would be any longer or indeed any shorter at this point in the proceedings.
This competition is using Malibu boats. Malibu boats that since yesterday they shown all the power they had. The 409 horsepower, 6,000 cc is the engine, and completely new hull. So this is another big issue of this time, that Malibu boat 2017 is a real bright new boat.
Yes, indeed, and certainly designed very much with the skiers in mind. We've got Alyssa Shevchenko right on the back of the towboat. This is going to be 13 meters, I believe. All right, then, here she comes.
Best score for her this year is halfway at 10.25.
Not looking too bad out there, it has to be said. So, good effort out there for Alyssa Shevchenko. Yes, indeed. I've actually seen her train in the United States at Bennett's Water Ski School in Zachary, Louisiana. Not too far outside of Baton Rouge, where I've traveled from to be here. Yes, and but she is quite capable of getting into the deep line leg shortenings. She actually medaled in the European Championships at one time. So we'll look forward to see what she's got in store for us here and now. A lot of activity by the dockside. We see Alicia Bagnoli getting ready to go.
Dog on the next skier, not on the skier that is skiing right now.
Okay, here comes Alyssa Shevchenko. She started in rather surprisingly at 22 off or 60 meters. But we'll see what she's got now. Looking very, very smooth out there from one side to the next.
What do you think, Tony? She's paying something with the pressure skiing with the pros, because of this a way for the new pros to ski with the old pros.
Yeah, indeed. She certainly has plenty of experience under her belt, but she's going to find plenty of competition in the field that we have. We have Manon Costard, we have Regina Jaquish on tap towards the end. So, but it's a good effort so far, and she's going to get ready for the 12-meter line. Alyssa Shevchenko of the Russian Federation. We'll see what she has. All right.
Shoreline camera, the boat's coming from the other side. Shoreline, the boat is coming from the other side.
All right, here we go. Alyssa Shevchenko. This is going to be 12 meters. Oh, it gets a big hit off number one on 12 meters, but she's still managing to stay on top of the water up to a certain point. Take a look at the action replay. Okay, so Alyssa Shevchenko getting 2.5, I believe, on this pass of 12 meters. Alyssa Shevchenko, she'll swim into shore and crashing into the water after 2.5, and we'll see who our next competitor is. It should be Alicia Bagnoli. Okay, here we go. Alicia Bagnoli. 14.25 meter start. Looking good, looking in pretty good shape up to this point. All right, so here's Alicia Bagnoli. For those of you that are listening in the webcast, you're certainly getting a little bit of an earful, not only from me, but from the person that's sitting next to me as a technical director. And Trying to get everyone on the same page, so to speak. As we look down the lake from the tournament dock and then look over towards the driver, in this instance, who is Chad Scott.
I know. Tournament dock. Film the skiers getting ready. Do not use the Zoom. Can you hear me or no?
I can't hear you. All right then. So, working unabated here, we've got Alicia Bagnoli, 13 meters.
Best score for her in 2017 is 3 boys at 11, 3.5.
Oh, not looking bad at all from one side to the next. Nicely done there with 13 meters. So 6 buoys there. Appears to be confirmed on the 13 meters there for Alicia Bagnoli.
To the skier, go into the action. You see the skier getting ready all the way down there. Go there, go close to her.
All right. All right, this early stage of the competition, really hard to tell who's going to make a real big impact here. The top 4 skiers out of this round will be seeded 1 through 4 so far as the head-to-head competition is concerned, and then a second round will be held later on today by way of a repechage. The means that the top 4 out of the first round don't necessarily have to ski, but the rest of the skiers have to, in terms of placing themselves against the person that they truly want to compete against in the next round. So that is Alicia Bagnoli. That is 12 meters, making that one look very, very nice indeed from start to finish. We'll quickly go to the action replay. Entrance gates looks very, very strong. Looks very, very determined there on 12 meters. Gets the turn that she needs to continue on with the run. Yep, we'll see if she's capable of taking the lead with the competition at its real early stages. Apologies for those of you that watching the webcast right now have 1 or 2 audio difficulties, which we're trying to resolve at this point in the proceedings. But now it's 11.25 meters for Alicia Bagnoli. Entrance gate. Buoy number 1 takes a good hard stab at it. Round number 2, and I don't think she's going to get more than that. But a good, solid effort there for Alicia Bagnoli. As we turn our attention back to the driver, who is Chad Scott. And then we'll take a quick look at the action replay. So good effort all the way around. Certainly can't fault her for that. As we rock our way towards the next competitor. Next competitor to take to water should be Gina Krueger from Germany. Okay, actually, our next competitor, I do beg your pardon, next competitor up from the United States of America, specifically out of Zachary in the state of Louisiana, this is Danielle Bennett. I'm sure that she's got some fans watching in. Maybe a little bit early for them in the morning, considering that there is a 7-hour time difference between here and Zachary. Entrance gates, buoy number 1. Not a problem here. This is 14.25 meters. Should have very few problems in running this opening pass. So Danielle Bennett pretty much on the good foot there with the opening run. Not experiencing too many difficulties at this time. All right, so excellent stuff there for Danielle Bennett as we transition back across to our intrepid boat driver, Chad Scott. Let's take a look at the starting dock. We see Gina Krueger there. I'm sure she's got some fans back home in her native land of Germany, and she probably has quite a few fans in the United States as well. So 13 meters is going to be the line length for Danielle Bennett. I hear that towboat, it's roaring towards the course. 13 meters for Danielle. Entrance gates, buoy number 1, getting nicely done with a cross-course action. Good effort there from Danielle. 13 meters, no problems there for her whatsoever. We'll take a quick look at her again. Entrance gates looking pretty strong, looking sharp. So getting ready, 12 meters. Couple of good, strong opening runs up there on the slalom course. I'm not too sure whether she's had the opportunity to practice here in San Gervasio, but this is her first time at this facility. All right, then. So, here we go. Danielle Bennett. It's going to be at 12 meters. All right, here we go. Danielle Bennett. 12 meters. This is going to be a critical run. Anything more than 2.5, and it will give her a little bit of an upper hand compared to Alyssa Shevchenko, who scored... Whoa! On the back of the ski and really having to fight this one. But I tell you what, she's known for doing that out in the slalom course. Yes, and there we go. All 6 buoys there for Danielle Bennett. So there we go. That is, looking at her in the action replay, almost completely off her edge, off her buoy number 2. Very tail heavy, but manages to get on the gas, back on the gas straight away. She got a better turn off number 4 that time, certainly compared to number 2, and she had enough of a lead into number 5 to be able to just drive across the wake and get round number 6. So Danielle Bennett who's experienced more than a fair share of injuries over the last few seasons. As we take a look at the tournament dock and see if there's some activity. I believe the next competitor getting ready is Bailey Austin. Yeah, Bailey Austin is there. Also, Gina Krueger is there right beside her. And now 11.25 meters has been rung up for Danielle Bennett. Let's see what she's got for us here and now in the first round of competition in the pros at the San Gervasio Pro-Am. Nicely done, round number one. Oh, look at this, 11.25 meters. Wow, look at this. Getting number 4, getting number 5 to go. Oh, man, and she was so close to that one. But I tell you what, that is only about a couple of buoys shy of her personal best. So Danielle Bennett certainly on fire right now with her slalom skiing. 11.25 meters, taking the hit off number 1. And looking pretty strong up to a certain point. Almost looked like she was going to run it. In fact, she actually looked better for the vast majority of buoys on this particular run. But as she got towards number 5, I believe she ran out of steam a little bit here. One too many hits there for Danielle Bennett. Experienced, just gotten on the back. Tried to get that ski turned round. And unfortunately, the line tightened up on her way too soon. So Danielle Bennett, I believe that score for her is going to be a 5 buoy count at 11.25 meters. Now, next skier up is going to be Gina Krueger. What did Alicia get? All right, so this is Gina Krueger, whom we haven't seen a lot of on the tournament circuit in at least in recent months. And there is Danielle Bennett leaving the dock, and I'm sure she's chuffed to bits with the performance that she just produced, taking the lead away from Alicia Bagnoli. So they're opening pass, Gina Krueger all over that. And there is Bailey Austin on there on the starting dock. Now, for those of you curious as to where we stand so far as the leaderboard is concerned, let's take a look. Just a moment, we'll have that refreshed for you. And there is Bailey Austin, and here is the leaderboard as it stands. 5:11.25 there in the lead for Danielle Bennett, Alicia Bagnoli with 2 at 11, Alyssa Shevchenko with 2 1/2 on 12. So, back to live action. Gina Krueger, 13 meters coming up.
First competition this year for her.
Yeah, absolutely. First pro competition. She's definitely an experienced campaigner when it comes to pro women's slalom, but she's a career girl right now, so she's focused upon that, less upon her skiing. But I tell you what, she is a feisty little performer there. While Bailey Austin contemplates her strategy beforehand. Right out there on the water, implementing it is Gina Krueger. Okay, just getting a confirmation that that Alyssa Shevchenko, her score was actually 2.5 at 11.25 meters, which does actually alter the leaderboard quite significantly. And to that end, let me show you once again the leaderboard. There, Alyssa Shevchenko now in second place with 2.5 at 11.25 meters. And there, Danielle Bennett in the lead with a 5 at 11.25 meters. As we continue on, 12 meters now. All right, not bad at all. 12 meters. So 6 on the 12-meter line there for Gina Krueger. All right, so okay, so Chad Scott there in the towboat, driving our women's competition. Let's take a quick look at the dock, and we'll see a couple of our competitors are getting ready, but we'll focus instead upon Regina Krueger. This is going to be 11.25 meters. She knows what the scores are ahead of her. Takes a good hit off number 1. Round number 2. Look at this. Round number 3. And if she could just keep her rhythm going for the next few buoys, she will take the lead with a 6-buoy count at 11.25 meters. Wow. So there, Gina Krueger there. 11.25 meters, and certainly had the good rhythm from the start. Took a little bit of a hit off number 2, but she was right stab back on the gas there. So, Gina Krueger looking in tremendous shape out there. Haven't seen her ski much, as I had already mentioned. But she is certainly as competitive as they come. So on the dock there is Bailey Austin getting ready to ski. And now our first competitor to hit 10.75 meters. It is Gina Krueger here at the San Gervasio Pro-Am. .75 meters it is. Oh, takes a big hit off number 1, and 10.75 meters. Just one of those line lengths where you can't afford to put too much wrong and still be able to run it. Let's see where she came up a little bit short. There, just right at the end of the turn there from Gina Krueger as she started to get the angle. The handle was there, way on her inside and up towards her chin. Hard to criticize too much about someone who gets into 10.75 meters. But there you go. All right. So we'll continue to roll on here with the San Gervasio Pro-Am. And we got some great sponsors on board. Now check these out. We got Barker. We got sponsorship support by Barker, and continuing on with Veronini, along with Malibu Boats. All right, so Gina Krueger making her way back to the dock. Just trying to chill out before she skis. There is Clementine Lucine. And there is Bailey Austin about to take the water in just a moment. Okay, before we bring Bailey out onto the water, let's have a quick look at the leaderboard as it stands right now. There, Gina Krueger has jumped out into the lead with one at 10.75 meters, and Danielle Bennett 5 at 11.25. Alyssa Shevchenko with 2.5 at 11.25, and Alicia Bagnoli. Now, anything above 1 at 10.75 meters will guarantee that person a place in the top 4 seedings of this competition. So that is the bubble score now. Anything more than 1 at 10.75 meters, and they are in the final for absolute certain with a top 4 seeding. Here we go. Bailey Austin. Okay, with our action replay here of Bailey Austin. Looking in good shape. And this is 14.25 meters, a pass that she typically goes out on. All right, then, and even the male competitors in this pro competition starting to get in a little bit on the action. There is Thomas de Gasperi, who we'll see towards the end of the men's list. The next of our female slalom skiers making her way to the dock. Of course, that is the world record holder, Regina Jaquish. And behind her there is Clementine Lucine. Bailey Austin trying to make a name for herself in this competition. She's going to have to run through 11.25 meters to do it and get more than 1 on the next pass afterwards. Let's see what she's got. Not looking bad at all from one side of the course to the next. Looking in good rhythm. About the same as 14.25 meters. Very little to tell between the two. So 6 buoys have been confirmed for 30 meters. And we'll take her to 12 in just a moment. We'll take a quick look back at the dock, and we'll see Regina, who is measuring out her handle. Now, those handles have to be within a certain degree of tolerance. You put those handles on that mechanism there. You put a little bit of tension on it to the prescribed poundage. per square inch. To make sure that everything is in tolerance so far as that is concerned. All right, we've got Chad Scott there. Okay, so Bailey Austin. This is the 12-meter line now. Looking in great shape out there. And nicely done. And whilst Regina Jaquish puts her feet up and relaxes a little bit, Bailey Austin, we'll have a look at her with the action replay. Bailey Austin, who, quite funnily enough, comes from Austin in Texas. But I tell you what, she's a tough competitor as well. She's one of the younger skiers on the professional water ski scene. Will actually be attending a college this coming fall for the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. They are the Raging Cajuns. But looking good out there on the slalom ski, it has to be said, in that 12 meters. Now here's the real challenge. She's got to get through the next pass of 11.25 meters to put herself in a position where she can take the lead. As a matter of fact, if she can get more than, 5 on 11.25, it'll put her in the top 4 and give her a seeding through to the next round of the competition. That is a projection, of course. Bailey Austin, oh, look at her go. Round number 4 all over the back of the ski. Can she make it round 5? I don't think she can, and she will ski to the wakes and get 4 for that effort. So Bailey Austin there. Had a little bit of a delay off number 1, which at 11.25 meters doesn't bode particularly well. But she was able to make up that deficit around number 2. She is right foot forward after all. So Bailey Austin, time running out on her on number 4, even though she had that good side turn. She tried to get outside 5, but no dice there. So next competitor up is Clementine Lucine. Before we bring her out onto the water, let's have a look at the leaderboard as it stands. Gina Krueger in first place, and with how many skiers to go? 3 skiers left to go in this first round. That means she's definitely got a spot in the top 4, and she is through to the next round of the competition. Now, as a matter of fact, all of our ladies are through to the next round of the competition. It's just that the top 4 in this out of this round will be seeded 1 through 4, and they would get to choose between a boat or start in first or second when the head-to-head comes around. 40.25 meters, and Clementine Lucine, former European women's slalom champion, still finds a way of getting airborne off the back of the towboat. I just love her aerial edge changes. It's quite incredible, really. It's a mark of the confidence and experience that she has under her belt after so many years of competing on the European and world circuit. And there, Clementine Lucine, looking great. And there is Chad Scott there, who's a pretty seasoned campaigner himself when it comes to slaloming on the water, but his services as a driver are well sought after. There on the starting dock is Regina Jaquish, who will be starting second to last out, by virtue of the fact that the defending champion, Manon Costard, will start last off the dock. So, Clementine Lucine, if she scores more than 5 on 11.25 meters, she will guarantee herself a spot in the top 4. Here we go. That is Clementine Lucine. Quick look at the action replay, and once again proving to be a fighter out there on the water. 13 meters shouldn't really be too much of a problem. And one of the hallmarks that I've seen with Clementine Lucine's style is the fact that she has exceptional knee bend coming off the turn. She's not in a hurry to push on the slalom ski or go straight old style. She just pulls her knees up in towards her body and allows that ski to come up underneath her so she can go cross course. And it certainly is enough to keep her early on that particular run of 30 meters. It is now 12 meters coming up. Certainly we're going to see all of these ladies compete in the final round. There is no elimination as we have 8 competitors in this competition. It's just a case of getting the top 4 out of this round, and they have the option to ski the second round naturally, but this round will determine who the top 4 in terms of seeding are in the head-to-head competition. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Clementine Lucine, 12 meters. Every single skier up to this point has run 12 meters. And Clementine Lucine, no exception to that either. So let's have a look at the action replay, shall we? Clementine Lucine on 12 meters. Looking very strong, looking very composed out there. So, that is 12 meters. And we'll defer to the fact that she ran that and ran it quite successfully. Let's have a quick shout out for our sponsors, Barker and Veronini, Malibu Boats, Jolie Ski School, Radar Skis, Syndicate by HO, Reflex, Aquaskia, and El Valerio, or hotel and restaurant over in Puerto Rico. So, or is it Ponte Vico? Anyway, it's a nice hotel. Very, very nice, in fact, as a matter of fact. I can personally attest to that. All right, then, here we go. This is 11.25 meters. Oh, look at this. Didn't get a particularly good start off number 1, but she's getting strung out into buoy number 4. She's good to go round number 5. And by virtue of this performance, she has put herself in the top 4. Let's take a look at this once again. You could just see how determined she is. She isn't particularly tall for a slalom skier, but I tell you what, when she drives the tip of that ski into the water after the turn, it is going to go nowhere but cross course. Beautifully executed turns. No worries there from Clementine Lucine. Beautifully executed. And we'll take a look at the dock now. 10.75 meters, our second skier to make it into that line length. Now, before she gets into the course, a quick snapshot of the leaderboard. Clementine Lucine with 6:11.25 meters, 2 skiers remaining. She is in second at the very least, and she could vault up to first if she can run more than one and take over the lead from Gina Krueger. Oh, and getting into a little bit of difficulty off one. She ties the lead, so let's give it up, please, for Clementine Lucine.
Nicolas, when the skier comes back, try to get really a shot of her face as she skis back to the north dock, please.
All right, so Clementine Lucine. Beautiful run there. Well, I'm sure that she's receiving some plaudits there by Chad Scott. I've done the replay.
Chad Scott did yesterday the 2 times 3.5 at 75.
So yes, indeed, Alessandra, my good friend here, reminds me of Chad Scott getting at least into 10.75 meters in the 2 rounds that he skied yesterday in the amateur competition. There is Manon Costard on the starting dock. Certainly a picture of calmness and serenity there before she goes out onto the water. So too, Regina Jaquish. We'll see how it all pales out between those 2 competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, there we go, Clementine Lucine. And let's have a look at the updated scoreboard. Updated scoreboard shows that we have a tie for the lead between Gina Krueger and Clementine Lucine, with 1 at 10.75 meters. Danielle Bennett still very much in the hunt there with 5 at 11.25 meters. And there, Beatty Austin with 4 at 11.25 meters. So to put themselves into the top 4, they need to score more than 5 at 11.25 meters. And whilst Clementine Lucine gets out of the water, sashaying herself into the water, is Regina Jaquish. All right, here we go. Regina Jaquish here in the 2017 San Gervasio Pro-Am round 1 of qualifying. They're good at counter rotation. Not too sure what line length this is. It is 14.25 meters. So, Regina Jaquish, a 14.25 meter start. Very much on the good foot here. And a pass that she's run on so many occasions. There on the starting dock, we see Manon Costard. So Manon Costard there on the starting dock, sporting a brand new slalom ski. Switched from our old ski to a new brand within the last few weeks or so. And that change always challenging at the best of times. And there, Clementine Lucine. She's pretty chuffed with the performance that she had. Regina Jaquish, current world record holder, hailing out of Santa Rosa Beach in Florida. And yes, looking very, very strong from one side of the course to the next. Cannot fault her at all. Let's have a look at the action replay here of Regina Jaquish, a picture of power and precision out there on the slalom course. Realized that a long time ago that if she was to succeed in the slalom event, she wasn't going to do it on the basis of her height because she didn't have much to work with. Instead, she built herself up into an absolute powerhouse behind the boat and made herself more resistant to the stresses and strains of top caliber short line slalom skiing. So when the going kind of got tough, she was in a better position to recover and still keep moving forward in each respective pass. All right, let's see what activity there is around about the dockside. I believe that was T-Gas getting his rope checked. Manon Costard wearing the blue bib that signifies the defending champion in this competition. Nate Smith will be wearing a blue bib as well when the men's competition takes place, and he'll be starting last out. Round number 1, good to go. Round number 2. And 3, a little bit off her edge off number 3, but good to go round number 4. And 5. And all over that pass like white on rice.
Nicolas, even if you have to zoom a little less, make sure to get the steering.
Okay, so as we see Regina Jaquish coming on through that pass, and oh, I'll work those out later. All right, so some great views there where we've got Chad Scott there at the helm. Okay, so where is she right now? She's a 14, 13, 12, 11.25 meters. Almost neglected to tell you how close she is to getting in the top 4 spots. Needs more than 5 to do it, though. On the back of the ski, good to go round number 4. Good power, good precision. If she could get round number 4 and get more than 5, and indeed, why the heck not? Let's run the pass, shall we? 6:11.25 meters. Regina Jaquish, the current world record holder from Santa Rosa Beach in Florida, where she is a compounding pharmacist by day and pro skier by whatever time she can find. So we have a 6 at 11.25 meters.
That was 10, huh? Supposed to be 10.
Okay, so we suspect. We're of the impression that that was 11.25 meters and certainly made it look like it. That was 10.75 meters the previous pass. Beg your pardon then. So, looks like Regina has definitely put herself through to the next round of the competition. My sincere apologies.
So the record of the league is 0.25.
Okay, so here we go. This is Regina Jaquish. We'll get confirmation on the line length shortening, but I tell you what, that is going to be one buoy there for Regina Jaquish. Give her a big cheer. That was a 10.25 meters.
Record of the league.
So I believe it's a course record for this facility. So 1 at 10.25 meters there for Regina Jaquish. Going to take a look at the action replay now. 1 at 10.25 meters. Absolutely remarkable score there from Regina Jaquish. 1 at 10.25 meters. Save that into the system. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look at the leaderboard, shall we? Regina Jaquish on top there with 1 at 10.25 meters. Gina Krueger in second, tied with Clementine Lucine with 1 at 10.75. And Danielle Bennett with 5 at 11.25 meters, currently in fourth. Let's give it up, please. Regina Jaquish set in what we believe to be a course record with that score at 1 at 10.25 meters. All right, there we go. That is Manon Costard. About to slip into the water, and there was Regina Jaquish coming back into shore with 1 at 41 off, 10.25 meters. So she actually started in on 13 instead of 14. So, Manon Costard, is she starting in on 14? Yes. Okay. So there isn't too much of a win strategy available for our competitors, basically because there is no wind. You can place yourself in whatever direction you want. The only other strategy that they could possibly invoke is maybe sunlight strategy. The sun, I think the sun's a little high enough now, so they're not exactly skiing into bright sunshine, which could impair their vision. But not looking too bad at all. All right, so that is Manon Costard, 14.25 meter start. So now, getting ready for Manon Costard. It's going to be 30 meters. All right, here we go. Manon Costard. All right, not a bad effort there. Here is our action replay.
Candido, we're going to need the golf cart to go down there.
Okay, so Manon Costard, fully expected to run through 13 meters. And she does so with that particular effort. Nice to see her out there, the defending champion. All right, then, here we go. Here comes Manon Costard. And nicely done there. We get to see a good shoreline camera. So great effort there from Manon Costard with that run, 12 meters. Pretty much following the same strategy as the majority of our competitors in this this round of the women's competition, going in on 14.25 meters. Regina, on the other hand, went in on 13. And certainly has the performance of the competition. Now, just a quick reminder to you good folks out there. Quick mention of the sponsors once again. We've got Radar Syndicate, Reflex, Aquaflyer, and El Valerio. We've got Jolie Ski School, of course, Malibu Boats, Veronini, and Barker. So, let's return back to the action. We've got Manon Costard, 11.25 meters. Entrance number 1. Good cross-course motion there. Now she gets more than 5. She puts herself in the top 4. And she's very determined to do that on the back of the ski, though, into number 6. But she is good to go for a top 4 seeding into the next round. All right, so Manon Costard getting ready for the next run. And before we do that, let me confirm that Regina Jaquish was in the lead with 1 at 10.25. Tied second between Gina Krueger and Clementine Lucine. I think because of Clementine Lucine's higher ranking coming into this tournament, she would actually have second ahead of Gina Krueger. Manon Costard obviously still skiing with 6:11.25 meters, which will leave the rest of the field to battle it out for whom they want to avoid in the head-to-head matchups. Here comes Manon Costard. This is going to be 10.75 meters. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that brace off number 1. Oh, and round number 2, she got the start that she needed, but unfortunately the finisher wasn't quite up to her exceptionally high standards. She got the start off number 1. She got across course a little on the tail of the ski. So she approaches number 2 at this point. We'll see where the ski just absolutely just kicked round very, very hard indeed, way before she was ready to take the pull, and she got stopped cold by that, and will score 1 1/2 at 10.75 meters. 1 1/2 at 10.75. So as she swims into the shore, give her a big cheer, please. Manon Costard, your defending champion. All right, and with that score of 1 at 10.75 meters, the 1 at 10.75 meters, I believe, put in a pretty good position at this point in the proceedings. Currently in a three-way tie for second right now. Absolutely amazing skiing. We've got Regina Jaquish in the lead, obviously, 1 at 10.25 meters. Manon Costard got to 1 1/2, which actually puts her in outright second at this time. Just changing that up a little bit. There we go. 1 1/2 at 10.75 meters. Good enough for second. Gina Krueger is in actuality in 4th place by ranking coming into this competition, because she ties with Clementine Lucine for 3rd place with 1 at 10.75 meters. Then the rest of the field shows Danielle Bennett in 5th with 5 at 10.25 meters. Bailey Austin with 4 at 11.25 meters. Alyssa Shevchenko with 2 1/2 at 11. And Alicia Bagnoli with 2 at 11. So fantastic skiing by all of our competitors. And all of them getting through the 12-meter line and registering a score at least into 11.25 meters. So a great, great battle there by all of those competitors as we continue to make our way to the next round, to the remainder of this round of the competition by way of the pro men. Now, so far as the women are concerned, Regina Jaquish, Manon Costard, Clementine Lucine, and Gina Krueger have all locked themselves in with the top 4 seeds. What is undetermined, however, is the seeding that Danielle, Bailey, Alyssa, and Alicia will have, and I'm sure that in order for someone like, example, Alicia Bagnoli to avoid Regina Jaquish in the first pairings in the quarterfinal, she's actually going to have to ski more than 2 1/2 at 11.25 meters, citing that as just a hypothetical example. But then again, Alyssa Shevchenko can come back with a better score and avoid skiing against Regina in the quarterfinals. So there's going to be a lot of strategy in play. The top 4 skiers out of this round in the women's competition don't necessarily have to ski in the second round. They can if they want to. And if they end up doing that, they could be the wolf among our competitors, and maybe trying to invoke a little psychological advantage upon the bottom 4 skiers in the event. So enough waffling on. We'll say a big kudos to our sponsors. Barker has always been there from the start, and we appreciate them. Thank you very much for their support. Veronini, a local coffee producer. They've been supplying us with ample amounts of caffeine, and we thank them very much indeed. Malibu Boats, obviously, what more is there to say about Malibu? quality towboats. We've have two of them right here pulling the competition, and we thank those guys at Malibu Boats .it for their assistance. And we got Jolie Ski School, this being the venue of that ski school. So when it comes time to ski, to ski in a hot sunny climes, then Jolie Place should be on your list of venues to go to. And our other sponsors, we got Radar Skis, Syndicate by Heijo, Reflex, Aquaflyer, and the official hotel for this event, El Valerio, over in Pontevico. So, crossing over to our starting dock. There we got Vince Turp, one of the drivers in the men's competition. And there on the starting dock is the main man, the man of the hour, Matteo Luzzeri, who's a competitor in this event himself. Matteo, give us a wave to all the good fans across the world. There we go. Not only a fantastic skier, but looking to become a doctor of sports psychology out of Florida State University. We'll try and give you a little bit more information about that as we get towards his time to ski. Just ready in the boat. There we go. One of our boat judges, Patrizia Yanni, who unfortunately isn't skiing in this competition due to injury. Certainly one of our better Italian slalomers. So, looking around by the dock and looking. Yes, I copy. We have all cameras. All right then, folks. About ready to get the the men's competition underway. In the towboat now at the helm from Gosfield Lake in England. That is Vince Turp. Give us a wave there, Vince. Haha. And he always has a smile for everyone he tows out there, whether it's a weekend of non-stop skiing for 8 hours a day or driving in competitions. All right, for those of you who just tuned into the webcast, thank you very much for doing so, no matter where you happen to be around the world. Time right now in San Gervasio is 10:26 a.m. Central European summertime. All right, just moments away from starting our first competitor in the men's pro competition. He'll come to us from France, and his name is Sasha Desan.
Decided to start from the dog, from the bow.
So it's going to be a 13-meter start for Sasha Desan. And there you see, for the benefit of our spectators across the world, we'll keep the bug up there, 13 meters, equivalent to 32 feet off the standard 75-foot line, and you would get 48 buoys upon the successful completion of that run. But Sasha Desan is going to be nowhere near satisfied with just merely that buoy count. Looking very strong across the course. All right, Sasha Desan. Like the effort.
Dov'è che nadi?
He went for gasoline.
What's the deal now on all the skis? Dog camera, can you get closer to the next skier, please?
Okay, so Sasha Desan. Okay, so back to our boat. We see Vince Turp there, getting ready for 12 meters with Sasha Desan of France.
No, we got it.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
We got it. Every skier, meter, boot count, American.
All right, here he comes, Sasha Desan. Good sharp angle across the course. No two ways about it. He's certainly one of the more dynamic skiers that we've seen out of France in the last few years. Hasn't been competing all that much due to injury, but he has certainly made a pretty decent return to the Swiss Pro Slalom at the early part of the season. Didn't make it into the finals per se, but looking good on 12 meters.
His best score is 1:19.
Apparently, his best competitive score, 1 at 9.75 meters, which is actually a tie of the European slalom. 1.5 is actually the European slalom record, I believe.
See, Freddie went to Napoli.
Freddie Winter over in Napoli not too long ago. And there we see on the dock some of our good friends. There is Mario Pigozzi, our third driver in this event. All right, here we go. Heading towards the slalom course right now, Sasha Desan. Entrance number 1. Good effort here. And right now, it's 11.25 meters, and he made that one look like 14.25 meters. 6 buoy count.
Vincent, yes, he did his best score, 2 at 10 to 75.
Okay, so 11.25 meters. As we switch over to our boat driver, who's a pretty mean slalom skier himself, scored 2 at 10.75 meters in the amateur round of the competition yesterday for a new personal best. So kudos to that man behind the wheel. He knows a thing or two about slaloming, and he knows a thing or two about slalom driving. As we get ready for 10.75 meters for Sasha Desan. All right, let's see. Here we go, Sasha Desan. 10.75. Looking strong, looking very impressive across the course. 10.75 meters. He knows he's got to get through this pass to stand any chance at all with matching the likes of Will Asher and Nate Smith to come later on the competition. And he's certainly making some good inroads in respect to that. 10.75 meters for Sasha Desan. So Sasha Desan. It's going to be 10.25 meters now. About 7 buoys away from his personal best. Personal best being 1 at 9.75 meters. So 10.25 meters coming up now. Let's see what he's got in store for us. Boat speed making its way up to 58 kilometers an hour or 36 miles an hour. Oh, got broken over, and whenever you make that kind of an error on number 1, the pass is pretty much dead at that point. Sasha Desan knows it, and we'll see if his score at 1 at 10.25 meters or 41. Oh, whoa, hang on a second. Let me go back on that. We're using the frame-by-frame instant replay and coming. Oh, look at that. Oh, my word. There's a good reason why he came up narrow into number 1. That aerial edge change. You need to see this, folks, if you ever get a chance to watch the webcast for you guys along the shore. Wow. That is increíble, as they say. I mean, I'm just going to go backwards and forwards on this because I just absolutely get a kick out of it. But look at but he hits the trough after the second wake. He bounces up, and then he goes into an immediate edge change, and he still has enough whip to get round number 1 at 10.25 meters. Absolutely incredible. All right, there we go. Sasha Desan. Okay, next competitor up, Tyler Jager from the United States.
What's the starting lap for the next gear, please?
Okay. Okay, so Tyler Jager. It is going to be 13-meter start. All right, so 30-meter start for Tyler Jager. Let's have a look at the instant replay. Looking very strong at this point in the proceedings. All right, for those folks across the world, we're going to try something a little bit new. We're actually going to see about getting your Twitter reaction to the skiing that you're seeing right now. Just give me a few moments, and I'll get that situated for you.
No sitting, recording cool stuff.
Okay, here we go. Tyler Jager. This now is 12 meters.
So Tony, so far we are having a nice day, and we got and saw a new record being fixed by women now with Regina Jaquish did one at 10:25. So getting also the scores record. So we are gonna expect something nice from our friends here now today.
Oh, certainly, absolutely. I mean the water conditions are absolutely superb out there, and I mean the tournament conditions. I mean, really, this is one of the truly best sites on the planet for tournament water ski slalom.
Yesterday I was talking with Mr. Luzzeri. He was afraid that this time you couldn't see so many skiers passing the 10:25. That something that happened last year. Five times they passed the 10:25. So it was in 2016 a real exciting pro-am here in San Gervasio. So we will see today and tomorrow what will happen now.
All right, then. So we've just seen Tyler Jager go through 13 and 12. Now 11.25 meters. Certainly knows what's expected of him to get among the top rankings. And a little bit of a delay off. Oh, man, alive. That delay off number 5 really cost him that pass. We'll have a look at this once again. We'll actually speed it up to get towards that point. He certainly had a pretty decent start. A little delay off a 1-3-5 and a little bit of an aerial edge change coming into number 2. So we'll actually go back a little bit and see how we came around number 2. Wow. Whoa. I'm looking at the replay on Tyler Jager, and I don't know if the judges are catching this, but I actually believe he went inside 2. But one or two problems on that pass there. If he didn't go inside, he was very, very close to it. We'll have a look at the action replay again as we work our way towards his eventual score around number 6, and then he absolutely collapsed. But for some reason, just really not getting into too much of a rhythm towards the end. Managed to squeak that ski outside of number 6, whoa, and just absolutely imploded there. So that was Tyler Jager. So some drama right from the get-go here at the San Gervasio Pro-Am Slalom in the men's competition. And there on the starting dock, we have Matteo Luzzeri.
So what do you think about Matteo Luzzeri? He's also organizing the competition. Won't be too easy for him to able to
Okay.
this stress and also competing today. So let's see now our friend Matteo Luzzeri what he's doing for us. Matteo Luzzeri skiing on a HO ski.
So, all right then, Matteo Luzzeri coming in. What is his line length? 13 meters? Yes.
Best score for him this year. 1 point at 10:25 here in Gervasio 2 weeks ago.
All right, let's see if he can get close to that point. Good effort there from Matteo.
Matteo that is sharing his water ski life between here and the States, don't you, Tony?
Yes, indeed. Actually, he's studying for his doctorate in sports psychology at Florida State University in Tallahassee. Gets to train at a facility there near there called Lake 38. We have a key for Alberton. And during the summer, he's here in Italy coaching and training here in San Gervasio.
So you mean he's able to cope with the stress of the peer and with some psychology there?
Oh yeah. He's definitely using a lot of that to his advantage.
Get up this chair and get better shot. Get up and get better shot.
Okay, so as we continue to go on with the slalom, here is our way too soon look of the leaderboard in the top 8. Obviously, a lot of those skiers haven't skied yet, but Sasha Desan in the lead with 1 at 10.25, and Tyler Jager with 5.5 at 11.25, representing our top 2 scores after 2 competitors.
So let's tell us something. What do you think today? We will see now that somebody will pass the 10:25. What do you think, Tommy?
I think it's going to be very, very... I'm not too sure how many people are going to actually pass through 10.25 meters, but we're certainly going to see a lot of scores that will be deep into that pass. Here comes Matteo Luzzeri.
12 meters line for him.
Looking good. All right, so Matteo Luzzeri, we're having a look at him with our action replay.
Matteo says that also is growing his beard since 3 years. was alone for that.
I already did. With the brother. Let the both back.
Luzzeri is HO behind a Malibu boat. Brand new 2017 model, completely new design, 6,000 cc engine for 409 horsepower, new hull, no wakes.
All right, here we go. Matteo Luzzeri.
Luzzeri, 11.5 for him.
Mm-hmm.
Today the boat is running gasoline. Yesterday we did LPG, but today is gasoline for the boat.
Yes, indeed, and it's remarkable that that they're able to switch between one and the other. Certainly not an easy job, but they do it very well here at San Gervasio, and making sure that the skiers have the optimal opportunity to perform. We'll take a look at the action replay once again for Matteo Luzzeri. This is 11.25 meters.
So we remember that this year he did his best score. It was 1 at 25. So now let's see if he's able to perform better than what he did so far, and also taking the lead of the race competition now.
Okay, we'll continue on, and we'll also see if we can get some feedback from Twitter. SG Pro Am, hashtag SG Pro Am. Tweet us your feedback with that hashtag, and we'll try and get as many of them up on the screen as we can within the next minutes. All right, then, Matteo Luzzeri. This is going to be 10.75 meters.
The lead is at 1. All right.
10 to 5.
Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is 10. This is, I believe, 10.75. All right. On his game. Look at that. 10.75 meters. Haven't seen a Matteo Luzzeri slalom this well since, can't even remember when he slalomed this well, if I'm being honest. But I tell you what, a very, very capable competitor, and he certainly wants to do well here on his home site.
Exactly. He did this 2 weeks ago, so he warmed up in San Gervasio in the middle of June, and actually it's impressing me the fact that he's also organizing all things, and then he leave all the organization beside and got in the water with focus so much.
Yes, indeed. And you raise a very good point. You know, I mean, Matteo Luzzeri, of course, is a study on sports psychology, and you know, when you're that busy organising an event, and then you've got to go and actually ski it as well, that must kind of play into your psyche a little bit. And how he's able to cope with that and still continue to push forward is actually quite remarkable. Now, here is a different fish here. 10.25 meters. The current lead score is 1 from Sasha Desan. .25 meters. This is 41 off. Oh, a little bit delay off number 1 and inside 2. But there you go, Matteo Luzzeri.
That's good. Matteo Luzzeri is just here in front of us. So maybe we are able to talk to him a little bit.
Now, so far as sports psychology goes, and let's have a look at the whole physical element of his slalom skiing. Oh my word, there was so much movement on that slalom ski on the entrance gate. Oh my word! He almost hit himself in the chin with his knees, coming off the second wake into number one. How he managed to keep his composure, I have absolutely no idea. He was still able to get outside, but certainly how he hit that trough, that second wake, certainly had a major bearing on this particular run. He got to the wakes, scored one, and thus ties with Sasha Desan. I can feel that. All right, then. Here we go. This is Brandon Caruso. It's a 13-meter start. 14.25-meter start, I beg your pardon. Seen quite a few competitors go out on 13, so it's rather unusual that he goes out on 14. See if we'll get an action replay. There's on the dock but Pigozzi. Yeah. Number 2.
Brando Caruso on good ski. His personal best is 3 at 10:25.
Indeed. And Brandon Caruso looking very, very good out there, looking in good shape. Hasn't had an awful lot of time to practice here at San Gervasio. Wasn't here yesterday or even the day before. But he skied the site enough times before to know exactly what's up.
Can the dog start hear me?
Brando Caruso that he did this 3 at 10:25 in Rome this year. He's skiing in Parco del Tevere. We say hello to our friends from Parco del Tevere that they are probably listening to us and probably crossing the fingers for Brando Caruso.
Yes, we definitely getting a lot of feedback from all points across the world, and thank you very much indeed for tuning in, no matter where you happen to be. Okay, so that was 13 meters. And looking pretty sharp on his entrance gates. We've already had our first Twitter response from Gregory Desfond. Thank you very much for your kind words. And the hashtag for those of you that are along the shore side is hashtag SGProAm, SG Pro-Am is the Twitter hashtag if you want to comment on the event and just leave a message or what have you. I certainly appreciate it either way. So there we go. That was Brandon Caruso with 13 meters. We've got Vince Turp at the wheel. And now 12 meters is coming right up for Brandon Caruso.
Anyway, is it true that with all the cameras you put, Tony, you can, from home you can have the feeling to be here, don't you? Maybe better than us, actually, because with these cameras.
Yes, that's what we're trying to aim for here at the Water Ski Broadcasting Company. Myself and Vincent Stadlbauer. You know, we're trying to work hard to bring you the best water ski coverage available. And Brandon Caruso doing a fine job out there. Not a problem at all. As we'll take a look at this pass. Look at the tail end from number 3 into number 4. Doing not a bad job on 12. He started in on 14.25 meters. As he hasn't had an awful lot of time to practice here, maybe he feels that that's his best chance for success. But he's definitely going to have to run one pass more to get to the likes of 10.75 or even 10.25 meters. So we'll see. We'll continue to see his progress. Oh, hello. Looks like we're getting some love from the French Federation as well. Onto. All right, so can't wait for this one. Okay, so all right, so more Twitter reacts coming through in just a few minutes. But here we go. This is Brandon Caruso. 11.25 meters. All low show here. Round number 4, but he's still able to keep that ski out in front. And as long as you do that, you're always in with a chance. There you go. Great skiing there from Brandon Caruso. 11.25 meters. Let's take a look at the action replay. Taking a hard hit off of buoy number 1. Okay, so my mistake. It looks like 10.75 meters on a particular run. So he actually went in on 13 meters. My apologies. So okay, so didn't kind of got left out in the wind with that shuffle. Looks like actually opted up some way along the line. So that pass that you just saw was at 10.75 meters, and Brandon Caruso is going to have a shot at 10.25 meters. Now, the current lead score tied between Sasha Desan and Matteo Luzzeri. Obviously, Matteo Luzzeri has the upper hand in terms of seeding for this event. So if it came down to a tiebreaker, then Matteo Luzzeri would have that. Here comes 10.25 meters. Brandon Caruso. Not too sure what the Italian record is. Whoa, takes a big hit. Oh, my word. And again, into a difficulty there with that particular run. And one even suspects whether this is 10.25 meters. But takes a good hard snap, number 1. Now, whenever you get hit by the boat that hard on 10.25 meters, you normally can't make it outside number 2 or even number 3. So we're going to try and get some solid confirmation on the line length and thus give you a better idea of the final score as we see Robert Pigozzi on the starting dock contemplating his strategy out there before he hits the water.
stay on the next skew, not on the guy that's on the water because we already owned this camera.
Okay. So we're just... Okay, so we're just trying to get confirmation on what that line length was for Brandon Caruso. It was 10:25. Okay, did you say 2 at 10.25? Okay, so let me put that into the spreadsheet then. 2 at 10. Okay, 3 at 10.25 meters. Absolutely losing it here, but let's look at the way too soon leaderboard. After 4 competitors, Brandon Caruso in the lead with 3 at 10.25. We have between Sasha Desan and Matteo Luzzeri, both in second place right now with 1 at 10.25. But Matteo has the upper hand in terms of pre-tournament seeding. And Tyler Jager, 5.5 at 11.25 meters. Those are your top 4 at the moment. Okay, next competitor to take to the water from the Dominican Republic. It is going to be Robert Pigozzi, and I suspect he will start in on 30 meters. We'll try and get some confirmation of that as he pass our commentary position.
Yes, Tony, because his best personal score is 4 at 10.25, so probably he's Thank you.
Yeah.
Robert Pigozzi is skiing on reflex ski, and we talked to him yesterday, and he told us that he's a lover of that ski. He really, every time he's thinking to change the ski, but at the end he always decides to stay stuck on that.
All right, Robert Pigozzi. It is a 13-meter start.
You must say also that Brando Caruso is trained by his sir, Silvio Caruso.
Uh-huh.
Really, in Italy, is a really good coach, considered all over as a good coach, and he's training now to the kids that are coached by him, and also his son, Brando.
Yes, indeed. And good skiing there from Robert Pigozzi. He has a rather unusual style. I mean, so far as his gate shot goes, it's just the most unusual thing I've seen, the most interesting thing I've seen. I won't use the word that immediately came up to mind describing his gate shot, but it's certainly one of the more unusual styles that we're going to see, and there must be some kind of method or psychology behind it, because, well, let's see the next pass. The shoulder, how much they're twisting towards the gate buoys.
Okay, that's good. So, Robert Pigozzi, 12 meters line of reflex.
Quick reminder to you ski fans out there, SG Pro Am, hashtag SG Pro Am, to get your comments out here during the broadcast. We've already seen a couple so far, and one of them is from the French Federation, who are monitoring what's going on here with great interest. And they're Vince behind the helm of that towboat as we have a look at Robert Pigozzi. All right, so looking very strong, looking very composed indeed. Getting ready to ski is Tibo Dejon standing by dockside. We'll stipulate to the fact that Robert Pigozzi ran past, and we'll have a look at see final preparations of Tibo Dejon. But we're now looking out to see what Robert Pigozzi is doing before that line gets tight. Out of the Dominican Republic, he skis over at the Catalina water ski facility, not too far outside Santo Domingo, and he's been known to train here quite a bit as well. That almost goes without saying. All right, here we go. Robert Pigozzi. And look at his shoulders coming into the entrance gates. They get more and more rotated the deeper he goes into his shorter lines. Oh, look at this. An absolute beast out there on the water. There we go, Robert Pigozzi. And now we pick it up with the action replay. We just have a look at the entrance gates. It comes off the handle, rotate all the way through with his shoulders, and just absolutely pummels the entrance gates. Yep, lean through those, no contact with the right-hand gate buoy, at least not yet.
Talking to him yesterday, he told us that he actually started skiing when he was rather old, at 11 years old.
Well, I started when I was 10, so I mean it's. But I mean these days to be really competitive, you're going to have to start extremely young.
Extremely young, yeah. Sometimes. Is it correct to start so young, or maybe it's good that you start when you really start feeling to be fond of for a ski? Because when you are young, it seems that you are more there for your parents' needs rather than for your
living vicariously. Right then, yes, you certainly do have a point. But as long as it's kept fun, then I don't see too much harm in starting in early. All right, 10.75 meters. This is Robert Pigozzi. Oh, rearing up on number 2. Continuing roll off at number 3. All over the show and at 10.75 meters. Really behind the 8 ball there with that particular run. Certainly had a good rhythm right from the start, Robert Pigozzi. But on the back of the ski, which didn't exactly help his cause too much. Very open into number 2 and into his edge change. And we'll see a little bit later on that he was almost completely open into number 4. Handle up high. Couldn't get the angle that he needed. And going into his default edge change, couldn't really get much going off number 4. So that is going to be 4 buoys at 10.75 meters. Certainly not the score that he was looking for by any stretch of the imagination. And as we continue on with this event, let's have a quick look at the leaderboard right now. See where that puts him. That currently puts him in 4th place right now. But as you can see, the quality of skier that we've got ahead, Tibo Dejon, Carlo Allais and Brian Detrick, just to name a few, it's going to be tough going for Robert Pigozzi to make it into the next round of the competition if his best score holds like that. Speaking of our next competitor, Tibo Dejon, who comes originally out of Mauritius but represents France these days.
Exactly. In fact, he used to ski in Bartos to La Taste family that is ready, and we say hello to them that probably are watching. He's here in Gervasio. So hello to Jacques Lataste and Anne-Marie Lataste.
Oh, nicely done there. No fault in there. That is Tibo Dejon.
It's actually the second skier we see today with Connelly. The first one was Sasha and Tibo now. And do you think France, the Connelly is rather common ski, or these are?
Well, Sasha's been on the Connelly ski for quite a while. He's been one of their go-to sponsored athletes for quite a while, even though he's been off the boil and out of the slalom scene for a bit. Now, Tibo Dejon is a little bit of a different animal in that respect. He's only just recently jumped off his old ski and onto the Connelly, and he seems to to like it. He needs to be quite forgiving for his type of skiing, his style, his technique, and his all-round approach to the slalom event. But we'll see how far that ski can take him as we get ready for the next run for Tibo Dejon. It is now going to be, what is it, 12 meters now?
12 meters. Danielle Thibault.
Good approach into that two, getting good cross-course angle. Round 3 and 4, 5, and number 6, making that look very, very easy indeed. We've got Carlo Allais dockside, and now we'll see Tibo Dejon once again with our action replay.
Best score for him this year, 3 boys at 10:25. He did in the States and at the Swiss Pro Slam.
Yes, indeed. Certainly one of our best skiers in that event. And he certainly likes the facility over there in Claremont in Florida.
And we must also say that he's a guy that is able to do 11,000 points in tricks and jumping 56 meters. This is what he did this year.
He is what you would call a well-rounded overall competitor. All right, so
Anyway, more than 60 meters last year for Danielle.
Okay, got it.
okay, so 11.25 meters is next. Entrance gates number 1. Keeping his shoulders nicely rotated away as he goes across the wakes, making sure that he has good balance over that slalom ski. And no problem there for Tibo Dejon on that run, as we'll examine in further detail with this action replay. For those who are watching the webcast around the world, greetings to you from San Gervasio. We'll try and get a few more of your tweets out there. There is the Twitter hashtag, hashtag SGProAm, hashtag SGProAm on Twitter, and tweet us messages and feedback as we continue on with Tibo Dejon. I'm sure he has a lot of fans across the world here in Europe, on the eastern side of Africa, and even in the United States, where right now, if you are watching, it's pretty close to about 3 a.m. on the East Coast, maybe about 2 a.m. in Baton Rouge and New Orleans and Chicago and those areas in the Central Time Zone.
But I saw that all the competition are on websites, don't you? So I saw yesterday actually the best course done by the amateurs on your website. 10 on class.
Okay, so 10.75 meters. A must-run pass here for Tibo Dejon. Nicely done. Look at him go. 10.75 meters. Slicing and dicing that pass from start to finish. Great, great skiing. Six buoy count there.
So the best score for Thibault is 3 boys. 3 boys at 10:25, and actually now there is Brando Caruso in the race with 3 at 10:25. So let's see now if Thibault is able to reach that level and even something better and get to the lead.
Yes, indeed, and I miscalculated the time zones. in the States right now, it's just a little after 5 a.m. On least upon the eastern seaboard, I mean, we're talking places like Miami, Orlando, Claremont, New York, and Charleston, South Carolina, all those major cities of the eastern seaboard. And obviously, it's 1 hour earlier in the central time zones.
And Tibo is training wintertime in the States, while summer is actually training France.
He trains all year round. I mean, he follows the sun. I mean, that's what it essentially means. And skiing, as he does in Mauritius, it's pretty close to the equator. It's off the east coast of Africa. So,
10:25.
Man alive, 0.25 as he gets round that number 2 and to the wakes. And that's going to put him above Matteo Luzzeri at this point in the proceedings. And Sasha Desan as well. Okay, not so hard on the buttons.
Two boys at 10:25 for the young people.
Okay, so let's take a
With one boy under his record, I believe is getting back to the clear satisfied of his result.
Yeah, he should be pretty chuffed with that.
Yeah, because now they probably taking into consideration that they have to do head-to-head later on. So the results is not only number, but it will be in the next afternoon also kind of a tough race.
Okay, so our current leaderboard as it stands right now after 6 complete skiers. Brandon Caruso in the lead with 3 at 10.25 meters. Tibo Dejon slotted in there in second place with 2 at 10.25. A dead heat between Sasha Desan and Matteo Luzzeri with 1 at 10.25. Robert Pigozzi in 5th with 4 at 10.5. And our 6th skier is Tyler Jager with 5.5 at 11.25 meters. But this is only round 1. And a lot can change between now and the end as we get ready for our next competitor. It is from Italy, Carlo Allais. 30-meter start. Good stylish technique. A man who has a rather unique sense of style. I wouldn't say unique. He certainly has a lot of attention to detail because whenever he's doing this, he's an architect. That's right.
Exactly. So he's really and definitely looking to every little single ski and as a way of approaching the competition, and he's taking care of food and he's using the 33 years of age and all these expertise on that for getting the best result he can do. This year he did a 1.5 10:25 here in San Gervasio 3 weeks ago. So let's see if he's able to getting something better, because in the past he did 3 boys at 10:25.
All right, then, as we continue to roll along, let's see our sponsors: Radar Syndicate, Reflex Aquaskia, among our sponsors, El Valerio Hotel and Restaurant, and got Jolie Keyskool, Malibu Boats, Veronini, Riccardi, and Barker Outdoor Wear and Apparel. All right. Oh, not looking bad. Oh, good effort there from Carlo Allais. As we wait for him to make his way back to the dock, along dock now. Getting it is Brian Detrick from the United States. We'll take a look at the action replay once again for Carlo Allais. 12 meters. Should make this pass. Fully expected to. And keeping the ski ahead of him. Working his way across course. No worries there for him. We'll look at the action replay, but we'll stipulate to the fact that he ran it, and he ran it well without too many mistakes. So we'll join dockside right now, where we see Detrick just trying to get himself psyched up mentally before he gets out onto the slalom course. And a skier that's known for organizing tournaments himself will see California Pro-Am towards the latter portion of the season. But right here at San Gervasio, we have a very behind the wheel of that Malibu response, TXI, as he accelerates towards the course at 58 kilometers an hour and about 11 and a quarter meters directly behind him. And now to the side of him is Carlo Allais. Good start. Continuing to roll from one side of the course to the next. Keeping the flow going. And that pass almost as easy as 12 meters, the one before.
The impression of Carlo Allais is rock solid in the West Country.
Oh, yeah, rock solid. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree with you in that respect. About 2.25 hours into the competition. On this Saturday, we've already had the women's first round. We'll get the leaderboard up for the women's. For those of you who have just joined us a little bit later into the broadcast, you're all welcome all the same here at San Gervasio. And there we see Carlo Allais through that pass. Now we're going to take a look at the leaderboard for women. For those of you that want to get caught up, Regina Jaquish obviously with one at 10.2 meters. Manon Costard 1.5 at 10.75. A tie between Gina Krueger and Clementine Lucine. But if you wanted a tiebreaker, Clementine would have it because there's a higher pre-tournament seeding. And those are the top four. They will immediately be the top seeds. And we'll a little bit more of the seeding in just a moment or so. Meanwhile, this is Carlo Allais. 10.75 meters. Pass that he knows that he has to get through to stand any realistic chance of making it through to our 8-skier final. Oh, look at him go. Nicely done. I love that skiing style there by Carlo Allais. He makes his way back to the dock.
He really demonstrated what rock solid means.
Yes, I mean, just look at his entrance gate. That ski dip a little bit into his number one, but he's able to control it. Now let's have a look at his number three going into number four. A little down course off number two, but at 10.75 meters, you're always going to be a little bit down course. That was a lot better weight crossing off number two into three. He kept the nose of the ski up high and allowed it to cast out into a more effective edge change. And we'll stipulate the fact that Allais run 10.75 meters and focus on the live shots from the slalom dock. And now we've got Vince Turp at the helm of that Response TXI from Malibu, one of our sponsors here. We have to thank MalibuBoats.it for bringing in their great towboat. Yes, so far so good. But we're not talking about podiums here. We're just talking about getting into the top and make it through to the next round of the competition. Oh, I got broken over at one, which puts him on a level footing with Matteo Luzzeri. So let's see what happened coming into number one. Now, a lot of difficulties that skiers experience at 10.75 meters and beyond can be traced back to the gate shot. Now, at 10.25 meters, he appeared to be okay coming into number one. I don't see anything too much wrong, but towards the end of that turn, that's what went wrong. He reached for the handle way too early and kind of circumvented his ski from turning all the way through, and he got buckled at the waist and inside number two. So there we go. That is one at 10.25 meters. Now, where does that put him in the standings list? I'll tell you in just a moment. In fact, I'll do more. I'll show you. So Carlo Allais currently in a three-way tie with Sasha Desan, Matteo Luzzeri, and so three-way tie for third. And because Carlo Allais has a better seeing coming into this event, that provides the tiebreaker to put him above Matteo Luzzeri. So Carlo Allais is actually third on this list on his own, and then that will put him above Matteo Luzzeri, who's in fourth, and Sasha Desan is actually in reality fifth. Even if they all tied, and they would, on paper, they all appear to be with third place. Robert Pigozzi in sixth with 4 at 10.75. Tyler Jager with 5.5 at 11.25. But Brandon Caruso, surprising turn of events there. 3 at 10.25 meters. Currently in the lead, and obviously in second place, Tibo Dejon with 2 at 10.25 meters as we return to the dock. See, Brian Detrick, our next competitor out from Sacramento in the United States of America.
And his best score is 5 at 10.25. He can be the one that will take the lead now.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a capable enough skier. All right, here comes Brian Detrick. All right, so good effort there from Brian Detrick. So we'll take a look at Brian Detrick once again. 13 meters. Getting good course angle and really allowing his hips and ski to get good separation away from the boat and allowing him to run that pass early. But this is 13 meters. There's a long way for him to go before he starts hitting the big timer, so to speak. And for those fans watching online or watching for the shoreline, there is your Twitter hashtag, SGProAm. Hashtag SGProAm. And get on Twitter and let us know what you think about the event. We'll try and put the best comments up on the screen for all to see. All right. Vince Turp behind the wheel of that towboat. 12 meters for Brian Detrick approaching the course right here and now in round one. of the San Gervasio Pro-Am in the men's slalom competition.
Easy and smooth for him this pass.
Yes, very smooth, very fluid style. I like what he does out there.
But now we'll see. Because the game is changed after 12, not you?
Oh, from 11.5 meters onwards, then you really have to be on your best footing, because even 11.25 meters, if a slight mistake, could mean absolute curtains for you if you're unable to rectify things very soon after that. You know, as you get more and more down these line length shortening as the line shorter, the margin for error really does decrease significantly. As a matter of fact, my good friend Marcus Brown commented in respect to the World Championships in 2009, which Will Asher won incidentally, but during the commentary he said that the margin for error is about the width of a garden hose, and I mean, if you're in the garden and you measure out the hose and figure out how wide it is, that's how much tolerance you have between doing it wrong and doing it right. Here he comes, Brian Detrick. All right, here he comes. Good. Entrance gates, feeds the handle in. That's what I like about his slalom style. His handle control, being able to rotate effectively away from the boat. Oh, nicely done, round number 5. I like this. So we'll take a look at this again from our action replay from the boat. Taking a bit of a hit off number 2, but he knows exactly where he is on the slalom course. And I mentioned his handle control coming into 135, just brings it in, doesn't get on the gas straight away. He makes sure he's second handed on the handle and then goes. Mark of a well composed and well technically trained slalomer. That is Brian Detrick. That is 11.25 meters. Who do we see on the dock? Looks like it is Bartowski on the slalom dock. 10.75 meters coming up.
And weather condition almost perfect. What do you think?
If there's any better weather condition, I haven't seen it yet.
Everything looks like we can see some good results from here.
All right, so Brian Detrick now. Look at him go. And that 0 off is certainly working pretty well for him. Oh, look at that. Oh, man, alive. I do not know how he coped with that much slack at the end of 10.75 meters, but we're going to have a look at the paths all the way through. Ski kind of rearing up on him into number 2 and really got on the gas. Now, this is the mark of a really experienced skier. Although his ski came off the edges and was turning perfectly for him for the majority of the buoys that he had on this pass, he still had the uncanny knack of exactly where he was on the slalom course. And when we roll this forwards, coming off buoy number 6, look at how much slack he had to contend with. There must have been at least 10 feet of rope. Oh, man, that would have turned me into a pretzel had I held on to it. Whoa, hang on a second. Do we have a gate buoy miss? No, we don't. For some reason, it absolutely disappeared among the spray. Action relay. Wow, one of those mysteries like the Bermuda Triangle. All right then.
Brian Derrick at 10:25.
Wow. Round number, oh, look at this, 10.25 meters. Does he get round number 3? Yes, he does, to the weight. Oh, wow.
So same result as Brando Caruso.
Yeah, same result, Brandon Caruso, and actually, Brian Detrick takes the lead ahead of Brandon Caruso because he has a better seed coming into this competition. So let's have a look at Brian Detrick again at 10.25 meters. Now, you can actually trace a lot of the problems that you have in a slalom pass by the way you pull out for the entrance gates. Keeping the line tight is certainly a good thing to have coming into number 1. Bringing the handle up high, that made him experience the delay into number 2. And at this point, having 2 major errors under his belt at 10.25 meters, he knew that he wasn't going to get much further. So he just flipped the ski outside number 3, just skied for the week, and there she wrote with 3 at 10.25 meters, taking the lead in the competition with that score. Give it up, please, as he skis past Brian Detrick. So let's have a look at the leaderboard. Brandon Caruso and Brian Detrick tied for the lead right now, but Brian Detrick, in terms of a tie break, would have the advantage. Tibo Dejon in 3rd. Sasha Desan in tied 4th with Matteo Luzzeri and Carlo Allais. Robert Pigozzi with his score putting him in 7th. And Tyler Jager with 5.5 at 11.25 meters for 8th.
First position run by a goody ski and 3rd position for a Connolly.
Yes, indeed. And a skier right now who actually works for good is Martin Bartowski, and he's about to take to the water any moment now. He comes to us from Slovakia.
29 years of age for him, goody ski, and he's also doing tricks, so he did some at 10:25 this year. He's one boy at 10:25. Actually, he did the last piece. He ran 2 boys at 10:25.
All right, not bad start. Oh yeah, excellent skiing there from Martin Bartowski. Have a look at the instant replay. Can't really fault him too much on 13 meters for his opener. 12 meters is going to be next. For those of you that want to tweet their feedback of this event, I'll put the Twitter hashtag now. Hashtag SGProAm. That's hashtag SGProAm. And so far, we've had at least a couple of responses, like that one from the French Water Ski and Wakeboard Federation, and also from Gregory Desfar. So we thank you guys very much for your comments thus far. All right, there's been at the helm of the towboat. All right, here we go. Martin Bartowski, 12 meters. Very easy, very free-flowing style. That is Martin Bartowski. And I would think that the ski that he's riding is absolutely custom made for him. He works at a good.
Di servizio sono da spostare 3 macchine, una Ford Fiesta FJ, una Mazda bianca AI e una Volvo Cross Country, targata probabilmente svizzera DS. Attenzione perché le macchine verranno rimosse dal servizio d'ordine.
Okay, and did you say a Volvo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Danielle, you need to move your vehicle.
Is it a Swiss number plate?
Oh, it might be Benny. So I know that Danielle came in to this part to this. Know that Danielle came in with a Volvo, and Benjamin Stadlbauer might actually be parked in the wrong spot himself. So just trying to make sure keep the way clear, because if there is an emergency situation here, then we need to be able to move at a moment's notice and have the path here to do it. All right, then, let's have a look at the starting dock. We've got Corey Vaughn. And
We just know that Mr. Benjamin Stadlbauer that he is gonna race in 4 skiers. He's actually the Volvo is
okay. I don't think, yeah, okay, I think we'll leave him be right now. Martin Bartowski, this is 11.2 meters.
10:25, best record for him.
Which is probably the Slovakian national record. All right, then, Martin Bartowski. Still looking incredibly smooth out there.
He's a skier. He's another skier that is used to ski in the U.S., in Florida, and in Utah. On his Woodbury XT66. Still.
All right, so some great skiing there from Martin Bartowski on the dock there in the final moments of his preparation before he heads out of the water. Corey Vaughn. I'm not too sure if he has any fans watching in the wee small hours there in Bumpus in Virginia. That's where he comes from.
Certainly, Jared Llewellyn is the one that can be watching a team because he was his coach for a long time. So you want to say hello to Jared.
No doubt. I think actually Jarrett Llewellyn is in the Ukraine right now with his son. Whoa, what happened there? That was at 10.75 meters as well for Martin Bartowski. So that won't look too promising for his score in this round of the competition. Got the start that he needed off number 1. Looked okay for number 2, but whoa, and we need to look back at number 2 to see where things started to fall apart. Ski came around, wasn't quite ready for it, and he got thrown off edges. And then he came in flat into number 3, and he really didn't have much to work with. In fact, as he came into number 3, the weight started to shift forward, and that just broke the fin out of the water, and down he went. So that was Martin Bartowski. That is going to be 2.5 at 10.75 meters. Now, 2.5 at 10.75 meters. Put that in, save, and then we'll now have a look at the Pro Men leaderboard. So, Martin Bartowski, with that score at 2.5 at 10.75 meters, actually puts him in 8th place right now. Okay, so with that rather unusual turn of events there for Martin Bartowski, that brings Corey Vaughn into the fray as our next competitor. But actually, we are on about, what is it, our ninth skier right now. They mentioned in last night's meeting that after about 9 skiers, they will actually put fuel in the boat, but they will actually refuel it only to half full. Now, I know that sounds rather unusual to Joe Schmoes out there who go out there and slalom behind the boat and fill the gas tank all the way up to the top. But having reduced weight at the back of the boat, does make a difference for these competitors.
It's if they are actually able to ski any condition, it's amazing. Sometimes probably the big skiers they don't are at all under pressure skiing at home or any other ski course around the world. Probably this makes the skiers so great.
Mm-hmm. Any opportunity they can to try and to maximize the experience for the pro skiers. So if it takes just filling the boat up halfway with a tank of gas, then so be it.
Yes, and that is it's a Malibu boat. It seems to be very fine to run. You said that you were talking to yesterday, told me that in the States a Malibu boat is rather cold to run.
Oh yeah. They're president in most of the tournaments that are held across the United States. So obviously they have to do a certain amount of each boat company has to do a certain amount of tournaments each year to be able to qualify to tow at the regionals, and then from there they tow the nationals. So Malibu has a very good network of people. Their promo team drivers, that go around between competition and competition, making sure their boats are effectively represented at that level, so they can go on to pull the big events.
The Malibu in the States
Yes,
very
absolutely.
famous since many years.
Yes, indeed, it's the Malibu Open. In fact, to celebrate a milestone in holding that many tournaments over in Milwaukee, Malibu have actually released their Malibu Open edition of the towboat scene right now, with some further refinements and upgraded engine options. So make sure you check out Malibu by going to MalibuBoat.com, or if you're looking to acquire one of those Malibu boats in this part of the world, go to MalibuBoats.it.
That is the boat that seems to be also so fine because producing this sort of results is also it costs half the price of the boat.
Yeah, it's I'm not too sure about half the price, but I mean they're certainly competitive with the other boat offered in the same realm. Let's have a look at our sponsors before we go much further. Before we take Corey Vaughn out, we've got to give a shout out to our sponsors, Barker there. Also, Veronini, fine manufacturers of great coffee products. Malibu Boats, as we mentioned. What more is there to say about those guys? Jolly Ski School. This is the venue of Jolly Ski School. So if you're looking to get good quality sets and coaching in Italy, you know where to go. We've also got sponsorship support by Radar Skis, Syndicate by Hato, Reflex, Aquaflyer wetsuits, and the official hotel of this event is Al Valerio. Villero.
Steamboat.
Yes.
So back to our friend Kerry Vaughan, that is actually skiing on other ski, 28 years of age, 3 boys, one boy at 9.75, his best score. So he's probably one of the skiers that can pass this 10.25 today. What do you think, Tony?
He's definitely capable of doing it. I mean, he's definitely one of those skiers that represents a little bit of an enigma out there on the slalom. He pops up from a time or two, and And you know, on some occasions he skis hot, some occasions he skis cold.
So here it is, 13 meters line for Kelly Vaughn. On radar ski.
I'm trying to take it. I've lost it. Trying to do it.
One of the coaches is the very famous Chris Lapointe that probably is looking at
Okay.
his pupil.
Hold on. I know.
Easy pass of the 13 meters line for Kelly Vaughn.
Okay, so Corey Vaughn, for those of you watching the webcast, just experienced just one or two difficulties there, but trust us, we have the instant replay footage of Corey Vaughn coming in to the course on that particular line. Yeah, hold on a second. So having a look one more time at Corey Vaughn for his pass of 30 meters.
Talking to him yesterday, he told me that in 2014 he had a great experience in Costa Rica. His grandfather, his father, him, in the same place, same time. We work a lot for that, and it's funny that unusual, at least unusual event.
Yes, he's certainly all about fee, and Corey Vaughn, who comes here with his fiancée, Amelia Thomas. And no doubt he's gotten some good support along the shoreline. And it's a whole entourage from the United States. There's Paul O'Hara, there's Amelia, there's Tyler Jager, all traveling together for this event. As we take a look at Corey Vaughn, this 12 meters.
He is actually aficionados because he was here also in the past competition in 2015 and 16. So
Yeah, so he definitely likes traveling to this part of the world, and who wouldn't?
and the fact that now is thanks to San Gervasio, this pro-am is getting more sexy in the US, and they're organizing more and more competition, pro-am competition also in Europe. But yesterday, Matteo Luzzeri he was telling me that there could be up to 5 competition of this intensity. And actually, they are only 4 because they were not able to organize this in France. But it's thanks to San Gervasio. What do you think? It's thanks to San Gervasio that they were able to bring to Europe these great skiers.
Oh yeah, I mean some. We've got some great skiers in this event. How long? It looks like we've got some more footage from some of our.
11:25 meters line for Kelly Vaughn.
Yeah, this is Corey Vaughn. 11.25 meters. Oh, nicely done. Just look at how he just whips the ski out from underneath him and still stays on track. Good knee bend. Like his style. There's Corey Vaughn as we see Nick Parsons on the starting dock looking out and getting ready for his effort out there.
So he performed this beautiful one at the 9:75 last year. So he's actually on top of his career.
All right, then. That's Corey Vaughn, and looks like we got another tweet in here, and coming through, and we'll listen. We'll see that. Yes, for none other than Patrice Martin. Thank you very much indeed for commenting in.
He is also welcome to come so far to stay with us. He will definitely help us to introduce us the French skiers. Alors
Yes, indeed. And speaking about French skiers, obviously he's following the progress of Clementine Lucine and Manon Costard in the women's competition, and also Tibo Dejon and Sasha Desan in the men's competition, to say the least at this point. Here we go. This is Corey Vaughn. Entrance number 1 at 10.75 meters. Keeping the flow going. He's got to get this to go. Round number 4. Good. Oh, head dip off number 5. Oh, man, he almost had his head separated from his shoulders.
You've seen his hand close by his head. He's saying, wow, what I need.
Wow, almost like a French-style decapitation way back in the ages, in the 18th century. But we'll get a little bit further down this pass. But I tell you what, he is a determined young skier. Managed to get round number 3 and had a good effort making his way round number 4. But this is into number 5. Looking at the live webcast with the coming through. Oh, look at that. Oh, man alive. I wouldn't have survived that. But Corey Vaughn certainly did, as he cruised his way to number 6 to run that pass, 10.75 meters. He now has a chance at 10.25 meters. And, okay, so let's have a look at the current leaderboard before he goes back out into the course. Those are the scores he's looking for. Anything more than 3 at 10.25 meters will give him the lead.
And he has the power to do this, because last year, as we said, he did 1 at 9.75.
Oh, round number 1. Can he get round number 2 at least? He shuts. Oh, man alive. How did he manage to get that much slack out the rope to get for number 2?
He used all these 28 years of age to support this shot.
Okay, let's have a look at this one more time. Corey Vaughn, a decent start. Little off balance into number 1. It'll be worth seeing that again, going backwards. Just coming off the end of the turn, and it is 10.25 meters. We're just fumbling with the rope a little bit. And getting, just basically shutting it down. And there, look at that. Knows exactly how to take the slack out the line. And boom, right there. Made it look easy there, Francesco. So that is going to be 2 at 10.25 meters. All right, give him a big cheer, why don't you? There we go, Corey Vaughn. All right, let's have a look at the leaderboard. Brandon Caruso and Brian Detrick doing the lead with 3 at 10.25. Now currently in a two-way tie, Corey Vaughn and Tibo Dejon. And the tie break, and Corey Vaughn has the pre-existing ranking tiebreaker in this competition. So he would actually be third ahead of Tibo Dejon in 4th. Then we have Sasha Desan and Matteo Luzzeri and Carlo Allais currently tied for 5th right now with 1 at 10.25 meters. And Robert Pigozzi, 8th place with 4 at 10.75 meters. This is amazing stuff. Just to get into the top 7, you need to get into 10.25 meters. Almost like the Swiss Pro Slalom. And doing an exceptional job behind the wheel there is Vince Turp as he welcomes Nick Parsons from Bountiful in Utah in the United States.
Yes, 30 years of age for him, and on D3 ski.
Okay, so just had a little bit of a delay till we get the score of Corey Vaughn. It is 2 buoys. that we get confirmation on. What a lovely shot there from the starting dog with the dog just looking out at Nick Parsons just leaving. You know, I think that dog has seen way too much skiing. All right, then, here we go. This is Nick Parsons. He is called the Yeti. All right, let's take a look at Nick Parsons once again. 13-meter start. Now, bear in mind, when we get into the quarterfinals and semifinals of this event, they will no longer have the option of starting on 13 meters. They'll have to go straight in on 12. So enjoy it while it lasts.
So this is good to know better know the water. Weather condition, perfect as before.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they can get used to this. And just a reminder to you good folks out there, we are taking Twitter feed messages. There we go. SG Pro Am. That hashtag SG Pro Am. Tweet us your feedback, and we'll see about getting your message right up on the screen. So 12 meters now for Nick Parsons. Entrance gates number 1. Round number 2. So tall out there on the slalom ski. Nick Parsons there. Whoa, hang on a second. Okay, so let's wind this one back because apparently there is a gate review. So let's have a look. Wow, there is definitely plenty of cause for that gate review. But if I was to exercise some judgment and benefit of the doubt, and looks like the judges have made their decision on this. It's a 0 gate on 12 meters, and there is the reason why on the frame-by-frame instant replay. And instead of going to 11.25 meters, he's going to have to go into the repechage round and see if he can make it into the top 8 by his second round score, because he will not get a chance to go in on 11.25 meters for the pass. And the reason for that being is this gate in on the 12 meters. Boom, right there. So we'll continue on. I believe our next skier is going to be Jonathan Travers from Oklahoma in the United States of America, specifically from the great state of Florida. He'll be coming in on 13 meters. Right. So Nick Parsons has a score of 6 on 12 meters. Or actually, not even 6 at 12 meters. It'll be 6 on 13. Giving him a total of 48 buoys and putting him, after 11 skiers, in 11th place.
Jonathan Travers, that is trained by his father, Jack Travers.
Okay, we've got 6 skiers remaining, including Jonathan Travers, which means obviously the top 2 skiers in this round so far have basically penciled themselves in as finalists in this event. We'll try and get confirmation on that, of course. Okay, we'll try and get the instant replay for you guys and girls are watching, no matter where you happen to be in the world. It is, what is it now? It's about 10 past 6 in the morning. I'm sure you hardy soul out there watching this event, hopefully enjoying what you're seeing. We're now looking at Travers' replay. So Jack and Leilani and Natalia and Chris and all of those over there at International Tournament skiing at Sunset Lakes. I'm sure you're enjoying this action with Jonathan Travers out in the water. Rather unusual style, a little tip heavy into his 246 side if I was to level any kind of criticism about what he does out there. But on 13 meters, he can move around all over the ski and still be able to run it. In fact, I'm quite sure that he can run that pass on a plank of wood if he was pressed into doing that.
You've been several times to the Jack Travers.
I've been there a time or two. It's been quite a while, though. All right, here we go. Jonathan Travers. And a good effort there from that skier, former Masters slalom champion. So, that's Jonathan Travers. He's gotten through 12 meters. He's going to have a crack at 11.25 meters. Let's take a look at the dockside, shall we? We've got Benjamin Stadlbauer, Switzerland, residing these days in Claremont, over there at the Swiss water ski resort, the home of the Swiss Pro-Am, Swiss Pro Slalom, rather. That took place in May earlier this year and was an absolutely great event. And we'll do more of them in the coming years. All right, folks. Jonathan Travers, 11.25 meters. Needs to get this one to go. Entrance number 1. Good to go for 2. Dropping in hard on number 3. Little open on number 4, but that's his style. Round 5. And on 11.25 meters, he is money in the bank.
To do these things you have the whole feeling of the story.
Yes, indeed. He certainly makes that easy behind that boat, although he probably wouldn't appreciate either you or me saying that, considering he's sponsored by another company. But there you go. That is Jonathan Travers. 6 buoys, 11.25 meters. Oh, yes. Nicely done. And the trend that I'm noticing a lot with these skiers doesn't have anything to do with technique or how they stand on their slalom ski or how they go about their business. It's the whole beard thing that's going around. I mean, I've seen Jonathan Travers, I've seen Nick Parsons, I've seen Matteo Luzzeri over there, for crying out loud. He's spent 3 years growing that thing. Maybe they're just looking for that additional drag. All right, here we go. This is Jonathan Travers. Oh, look at this. Oh, beautiful number one. Nice and open on to... Oh, look at that. A delay off number two. This is 10.75 meters. He's really going to have to work hard to run this one. Oh, look at that. Oh, ho, 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 ho. And another one with a ton of slack ground, number 6. I might be going way beyond my bounds to say that that was a beautiful looking 10.75 meters, but he got round number 6 and he made it through at 39.5 off for a current buoy total of 66. Now looking a little bit further down the line. Now, we're going to have a look at the leaderboard in just a moment or so, but just take a look at this pass, Alessandro.
Correct. He did the last year, so 10.25 for him last year, 4 boys, and he's able now to do the same score as he did last year and will take the lead of the round.
Yes, indeed. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Quickly throw that up. Okay, so let's have a look at the scores that he's needing here. Anything more than 1 will put him in 5th. Anything more than 2 will put him in 3rd. And anything more than 3 will give him the lead at this time. And of course, if he gets 3, he has a higher seeding ranking coming into this competition. So he would actually possess that tiebreak and be the lead dog in this event. Here he comes. Jonathan, oh, look at that. Round number 2. Oh, man, got broken over at the waist. And, just that sickening feeling when you know that you had the pass going on and just a slight mistake on 2 ball, and that cost him the pass. Let's have a look at this action replay once again with Jonathan Travers, round buoy number 1. Takes a big hit, as he always does, on his onside. Opens up on his neutral side turn round number 2. Breaks open at the waist, and you can see his eyes going up towards the sky. Just absolutely ruining that make. And getting 2 buoys there at 10.25 meters. Let's add that score into the system. Not with that kind of mistake, no sir. All right, let's have a look at the leaderboard. Now there is a 3-way tie for 3rd between Tibo Dejon, Vaughn, and Jonathan Travers. Jonathan Travers in this instance has the tiebreak, which means that he has 3rd place at this time. Now, in terms of who's made it through to the next round of the competition, now when we get to the latter stages of the competition, we've got it's a straight head-to-head format with quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, which means we start with 8 skiers. Now, only the top 4 skiers out of this round are guaranteed a spot through to the finals, from the best of my understanding. So, and we're nowhere close to determining that. At least within the next couple of skiers, we might get an educated guess as to who's made it through to the final round of the competition. But it's way too early. All right, 30 meters for Benjamin Stadlbauer, our next competitor. Yes, indeed, and Benjamin Stadlbauer coming into this event has already scored a high podium finish over at the Moomba Masters in Melbourne in Australia. Conditions there make Lake Geneva look like a duck pond. So he's used to working with the rough. Let's see if he can work out with the smooth. It's 13 meters. certainly getting a lot more consistent with his skiing and his placements, high placement in quality events.
Easy pass at the 13 meters line for Benjamin Stadlbauer.
Yes, indeed.
So what time will be now at the Swiss Ski School in Florida? So
Okay, it'll be about 6:15 in the morning.
you want to say something to your father, man?
I think he's sleeping, but if he's watching, let's hope the best for Ben.
You know what the best way for him to communicate with us is? Twitter. Why not? Absolutely. There. Hashtag SGProAm. Hashtag SGProAm on Twitter. And you could give us your feedback on what you see out there. That includes you, Clint, or Larry, or anyone else over there in Claremont, Florida. Tweet us. You know it makes sense.
Who is the coach of Benjamin? Is your father is coaching him? Yeah, he's saying yes. On which lake? Number 1, number 2, where is training more?
2.
All right, then.
I'm talking about somebody who has already been at the Swiss Ski School.
Okay, so here we go. This is Benjamin Stadlbauer.
1 meters line for him.
Yep. Good separation there across the wake into number 5. Good 6. As we look at the dock and see Will Asher about to rock and roll out there on the slalom course. As we take a look at the instant replay. "12 meters. So, we'll stipulate to the fact that Benjamin ran that pass at that line length for 12 meters, and we just see Will Asher there on the starting dock going through his series of stretches and just working out his strategy going into this round of slalom. Will Asher, 2-time world slalom champion. Certainly a well-experienced campaigner in this event. And there we see Nate Smith, the world record holder, and at the helm of that towboat. All right, here we go. This is Benjamin Stadlbauer, 11.25 meters.
25 years of age for him. Goody.
Oh, nicely done off number 4. He's all over this pass, as he needs to be in order to run it. Nicely done there from Benjamin Stadlbauer. Don't see much wrong with that particular pass. We'll get the action replay on him in just a moment or so. Very dynamic slalom style there from Benjamin Stadlbauer. A lot of movement on the ski, but he's able to control it and still work his way forward and in the right direction. All right, so great effort there from Benjamin Stadlbauer. As we return dockside to get a glimpse of Asher before he heads out onto the water. Certainly got to give a big shout out to our crew here, working the cameras with the webcast. Thank you very much indeed, one and all. Certainly providing us with the pictures that we can definitely be proud of as we continue here on 10.75 meters. This is Benjamin Stadlbauer, keeping the ski ahead. Oh, look at him go. Round number 6, barely getting round 6. Yeah! Good effort. We'll have a look at... I will have in a few seconds. Okay, so we take a look at Benjamin Stadlbauer with this instant replay. We'll join him about halfway through this this particular run. We were more concerned about his ability to get round number 6 and through the exit gate with a whole ton of slack. But I tell you what, he certainly has a good clear head about him. Naturally joining him after buoy 1 and into... Oh, and that ski almost completely lifting off the water around number 5. I'm sure he's going to get a nice look at that when he's done. But at 6 buoys at 10.75 meters, that is Benjamin Stadlbauer.
So now for the Swiss skiers, Benjamin Stadlbauer, 25 years of age, 3 boys at 10:25. 2 months ago, his home course in Florida, Swiss school, and now let's see if he's able to double it.
All right, let's have a look and see. Entrance gates, number 1. Gets the turn, gets round 2, shuts it down, and gets... Oh, yeah. Does he get there in time for the boat guides? We're going to have a look at this instant replay instantly here. A little bit of an aero edge change into buoy number 1. We're going to rock it forwards a little bit here. Looks like there is a video review coming through from the officials, and we are going to see why, because the ski is going to come right off at number 2. Of course, if the judges want to come and see this, and they're more than welcome to. Takes the slack of the line.
What do you think, 10 or more feet?
Hold on a second. Let's see. Does he make it? Oh! Oh, my word. That is about as close as you're going to get it. Come over here, Brian. That is about as close as you are going to see. That is going to be a... Right. It looks like the ski went right over the top of the boat guide there. Okay, so judges, what say you? Do they say 2?
So, Tony, what is the rule? If you pass over the top, is it done?
I think they judge the boat guides much like they judge the gate buoys. I mean, if you ride over the top of them...
Front foot at the buoy.
If you go over, it's right over.
A front foot on the buoy.
How much?
It is 2. Okay, so he made it then. But that is about as tight as he would ever want to be in that regard. 2 at 10.25 meters. Where does that put him on the leaderboard? I'm glad you asked that question, because here it is.
Here it is, Tony. Here it is. So we have William Asher ready to start.
Okay, so Benjamin Stadlbauer now in outright place with 2 at 10.25 meters. Ahead of Jonathan Travers, ahead of Corey Vaughn, ahead of Tibo Dejon. All of them tied at the 3rd spot.
We don't know. They haven't said it. That's the road plan.
So our friend Asher
13.
from last year ran at 9:75.
All right, excellent stuff.
Not yet 2017.
All right, then. So that is Will Asher getting things up and running with 13 meters.
35 years of age for Will Asher, and he's skiing on HO. I think he's skiing on HO since he started when he was minus
He's, Will Asher has been skiing on HO since, I don't know, like 2005. The first time that he medaled in the World Slalom Championship was actually 2003 over at Swiss Water Ski School, if my memory serves me correctly. He was, I believe he was actually third, and then 2 years later he became world champion. And at that World Championship, he was riding HO Syndicate.
And now he's also one of the person that is actually studying the ski. So next year ski probably is also having the Will Asher tips.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, a lot of these high-level slalom skiers that represent companies at the higher echelon, they're probably riding a ski that we will see in the shops, in the pro shops, and what have you, coming up next season.
Do you also have the name of the new HO ski?
I don't know, but he does. Okay, here we go.
12 meter climb for Will Asher.
Like the way he skis.
Will Asher here in San Gervasio. This is the first time we see him here skiing.
And I think he likes it so far. All right, let's have a look at Will Asher again. This is 12 meters.
You've seen him skiing many times, I guess.
Oh yeah, a number of times over the years. You know, I saw him ski like way back in the day. I mean, we're talking like the 1990s when he was skiing as a junior. You know, and I mean, if you were to compare Will Asher back then and now, there would just be two completely different people. I mean, Will Asher is one of the most cerebral skiers you will ever see out there on the water. Certainly thinks his way through and certainly takes care of himself physically and mentally in that respect. Way back in the day, I mean, I don't even want to. I don't even want to go there. But I'm sure anyone that's been around the sport for that long can readily tell you that there is a significant difference between Will then and Will now.
I see. And what are the pros and cons of Will Asher so we can see today in the water?
Okay, if you want me to pinpoint Will Asher's slalom technique. Well, I tell you what, he's got one of the best offside turns you will ever see. Now, take a look. He is right foot forward, which means take a look at number one. That's almost as good as most other people's onside turns.
This is 11:25, so it really looked like soft and easy.
Yeah, very soft, very easy. Well, how do you say that in Italian? Facile?
Facile.
Facile, yes.
It's a word that it comes along when you do something impossible. Then you reply, oh, facile. It's an ironic way. I remember Thomas De Gasperi when he won his first World Championship, and a friend of us went to him and said, facile. He said, look, yes, first facile. Something impossible.
He won his first World Championship in 2007 over in Austria.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so what about the cons? Grazie mille. Perché questo?
Looks like we've got a solid delivery of prosciutto and melon making its way over to the announcing point. Aren't we so lucky? All right, then. On the dock, they're getting ready to ski from Canada. Stephen Nephew.
So Will Asher at 10:75 meters.
Mm-hmm.
HO ski, Malibu boat. Response.
Entrance gates, buoy number 1. Ah, nice turn round number 2. His onside turn is 2, 4, and 6, which means it puts him way early into 1, 3, and 5, and that is about an easy 10.75 meters can be run. Well in control with this run, no two ways about it.
So, like 2 weeks ago, he did 5 boys at 10:25.
Uh-huh.
He was in the US, in Marysville.
And he just recently came away from a podium finish over at a tournament in Washington State. But it's always one of these that you can never underestimate in a competitive environment.
Exactly. Imagine that in the last 14 rounds, he passed the 10:75.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's about as consistent as anyone can get in this competitive environment. All right then. So Will Asher, 10.25 meters. Anything greater than 3 will give him the lead.
So Mr. Asher at 10:25.
Yeah, 10.25 meters. That would be the pink loop.
You know everything about the.
Oh, good turn on number 1. Oh, back on the ski on number 2. Can he recover? He gets round 3 and to the wakes. Wow. All right. Knew exactly where he needed to be. Now let's have a look at Will Asher again on this instant replay. He gets round number 1. Now, Will Asher was trying to convince people out there that he got round number 3. Now, let's see if he did or not. Did he get round number 3?
Yeah, seems confirmed.
Okay, did they confirm 3? They confirmed 3. Now let's have a look and see how he was managed to get out the slack of the line. Getting round the buoy is one thing. Getting back to the wakes in time to actually score it as such is another matter entirely. And there we go. Oh, look at that. Certainly gave himself a little bit more room to spare there compared to Benjamin. But there you go. That is a 3 buoy count, and by virtue of that, and by taking into account his pre-tournament seeding, 3 at 10.25 meters puts Will Asher in the lead at this point in the proceedings. So there we go. So it'll be Will Asher, Brian Detrick, Brandon Caruso in that order.
And so now we have an HO ski in front of
Now,
the rest.
okay, now here's where it gets a little bit complicated. You know that we take 4 skiers through to the next round of the competition for absolute certain. Then they will be seeded, right? We have a 3-way tie for the lead right now. So, and 3 skiers are left to go. So whoever is in the lead at this point in the proceedings gets that spot through to the next round of the competition, right? Okay. I think you need to be somewhat of a mathematician to work it out. But I think that suffice to say that if you score more than 3 at 10.25 meters, you'll make it through to the next round of the competition, for sure. Yeah. But getting that far, though, is nowhere near as simple as how we've explained it to you right now. This is Stephen Nephew from Canada, coming in at 30 meters and comes to us from the Canadian province of Alberta. When he's in Canada, he skis over at the Lakes of Cast in Stone, the venue of the 2009 World Water Ski Championships. Oh, nicely done. Let's take a look at this once again. Stephen Neveu, one of our taller skiers. I'm not too sure who's taller, Nick Parsons or Stephen Neveu. We'll try and get the height and physical profile of our skiers as we get a little bit deeper into the competition. He's certainly one of our taller athletes. I give him that. And that is 13 meters in the bag there. And one has to say that the Vince Turp at the helm of that towboat doing a fine, fine job. Yes. All right then, so let's continue on. It's 12 meters. It's Stephen Neveu.
Canadian skier on a radar ski.
Stephen Neveu.
12 meters done.
All right, excellent stuff there from Stephen Neveu. No two ways about that. In full control of that run. Let's take a look at the action replay for those of you watching at home or wherever you happen to be watching this coverage from. You could be watching it on a tablet or on an iPhone or an Android phone. Personally, I think Android phones are better, but that's my opinion. Or you could be watching it on a big screen at home. We are streaming this in 720p. Continuing to roll on with some great competitive slalom. And as he gets closer to the end on 12 meters, we'll stipulate to the fact that he ran that as we focus in on Thomas de Gasperi on the starting dot. And he is trying to get himself mentally prepared for the round of skiing that he is about to undertake. So Stephen Neveu, 11.25 meters. And that pass is money. Haha. Certainly one of our taller competitors. He certainly has the height advantage among our skiers. So Stephen Neveu in pretty good shape right now. Reminder to you good folks out there watching, you can tweet us your comments and feedback. Hashtag SGProAm. Hashtag SGProAm. And there we see at the dockside there is Nate Smith. And a rather stern-looking a guy over there sitting next to the rope tensioning device. Nothing's going to get past him. 11 point. This is 10.75 meters now. Knows he's got to get through this pass if he's to stand any chance at all of being one of the top go-getters in this slalom event. Oh, handle up a little bit high. Can't afford to. Oh, and he disintegrates into buoy number 6 in a huge way. And he's now put a lot of pressure upon his shoulders, much like that of Nick Parsons, who also came up a little bit short of the mark, although several passes back. Now, Stephen Neveu at 10.75 meters looked to have this pass on lock, but as you get shorter down with each line length, the margin for error decreases exponentially. Handle coming up a little high off at number 4, and for those of you watching the replay, you can see it come up even higher off at number 5, which didn't exactly help matters for him. Came into number 6 late as you like. Tried to stand up and to get the line going, but unfortunately it was way too late. So crashing in, and that was Stephen Neveu, I believe, with a score of. They're reviewing it to determine whether it was 5 or 5.5. Actually, end up being 5.25. It is 5.25, so 5.25 at 10.75 meters.
Thomas De Gasperi, 2 times world champion, 2 times Mumba master, winner,
7 times.
Okay, and that score 5.25 at 10.75 meters. Just to give you an indication, that puts Stephen Neveu in 11th so far.
Thomas De Gasperi, 13 meters line.
All right then.
He did actually 4 boys a week ago in Lake Palace at 10:25.
Nicely done with the opening pass. Let's have a look at the instant replay. Skiing on a wide ride style of ski. Good, it doesn't make that many of them. The skis that tend to sell are significantly narrower at the tip. But Thomas De Gasperi feels that his chances of success in the slalom event are more enhanced if he has a little bit more lift in the tip of the ski. And who are we to question him? He's 2-time world slalom champion from 2007 and 2011. And of course, the skier whom we're seeing on the dock right now, he too is a 2-time world slalom champion himself. It is Nate Smith. And he is the defending champion of this tournament and the defending world champion. And we'll see if he has a chance to actually defend that title come September at the World Championships over in Paris in France.
He also actually won 2 times the Mumba Master that are considered somehow another big event.
Yes, indeed, because Moomba Masters certainly represents everything that you don't want out there on a slalom course, and you've got to make your way through it, through rollers, through floating debris, Lord knows what else. And there is Thomas De Gasperi.
12 meters line.
Yep, looking strong.
About the Mumba, they are raced on a river, Mumba River in Melbourne.
Yes, and I mean, the another factor to consider when you ski on that type of environment is the current as well. I mean, you've got wind conditions, you've got ebb and flow with the tide, because there's a tidal river, but also the current. So that's got to weigh into whatever decision you make in terms of what line length to start in and how your strategy plays out. And that course moves quite a bit as well. And and from my memory, they actually had to apply for a rules exemption to in terms of what they can allow so far as gates for that particular tournament, because the water moves up and down so much and side to side.
And it's good to know that Thomas de Gasperi won also last time, once this year, was in this February 2018.
Mm-hmm. Yep, certainly coming back and with a vengeance to the zenith of World Tournament Slalom competition. This is Thomas de Gasperi. I'm sure he's going to feature in the World Slalom Championship in the next few weeks. 11.25 meters, and he has that on lock. Heading down towards the other end of the lake, and we see Thomas de Gasperi once again. Certainly has that free-flowing style about him on both sides of the course, especially into his 2-4 side. And how he gets that ski round on his offside is pretty interesting as well. He kind of opens up and lets the ski do its thing. And probably one of the reasons why he likes the ride is it gives him the opportunity to do exactly that, to just allow the ski to turn progressively, and then once he gets both feet underneath him with the hand on the handle, then he can apply the gas. You see what I did there, right? De Gasperi.
De Gasperi, right. Yes. And this is at 10:75, so we are going to see if it's all right what you said, that he's able to copy that.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Thomas de Gasperi, our penultimate skier in this first round. All right, not looking bad at all. 10.75 meters. Oh, look at that. He was early, he was wide, and he was safe there on that particular run. Great skiing there from Thomas de Gasperi. He amazes me even to this day, with the amount of aggressiveness and a penchant for style out there. Certainly likes to dance around on that slalom ski.
Yes, he's also at the almost same age as Will Asher. It was 35 and 36 for him, but it seems they're using all their knowledge more, all the acquired knowledge of skiing.
So 10.75 meters. There's a Thomas de Gasperi now. Okay, let's have a look at the leaderboard very, very quickly to kind of give us an indication of where he's looking to end up. All right, so Brandon Caruso, Brian Detrick, and Will Asher all tie with 3 at 10.25. If he gets more than that, then he is in the top 4 and thus assured of a place to the head-to-head portion of this competition as one of the 4 seeded skiers.
All right, come on, Thomas, come on.
Hui, round that. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He's round number 4. Oh, and he gets round number 4. Yes.
Took the lead, man.
Oh, yes, he did take the lead, and by some margin as well. I tell you what there, Thomas de Gasperi. He has sustained an injury or two over the last few seasons that has really inhibited his ability to get on out there and perform at the level that he's really accustomed to. But I tell you what, He got real early off number 2 into number 3, and I think at that point he was figuring, okay, if I can just get more than 3, that will put me in a decent position, and that will definitely put me through to the next round of the competition. I tell you what, the answer to all of those questions is a yes, yes, and a definite yes.
And it's good. It's a nice message to our friend Nate.
All right, then. So let's take a look at the current leaderboard as it stands right now. Thomas de Gasperi in the lead, 4 at 10.25 meters. Brandon Caruso in second. Also with Brian Detrick and Will Asher, Tibo Dejon in fifth. So basically, as it stands at the moment, we've got one skier left. We got Nate Smith. Now, under the assumption that he scores more than 3 at 10.25 meters, that means that there will be, quite possibly, a 3-way tie for third place. Now, how are they going to resolve that?
Matteo Luzzeri yesterday said that they will look at the ranking list.
Okay.
Depending on the position of the ranking list, they will put them on the board.
Now, if it was to be determined by the rankings, okay, then Will Asher would definitely have the edge above Brian Detrick, okay, with both of those skiers through to the next round of the competition. Brandon Caruso would be on the outside looking in. He would actually be in 5th place, and he would still have to hope that the likes of Tibo Dejon, Corey Vaughn, Jonathan Travers, and Benjamin Stadlbauer don't do any more than 3 in the second round. So, a lot of things in play here. As we see Nate Smith, the current world champion, 2-time world champion, as a matter of fact, and the current world record holder.
And on D3 ski.
Yes, indeed. Oh, you love your D3, don't you?
Actually, there are some skiers that are using the D3.
Yeah, quite a few here, as a matter of fact, in San Gervasio.
Even if the last San Gervasio Pro Am was win by the Monte Carlo, because both was Manon Costard, she was using a Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
And no, Nate won the man, and he was also on the D3.
Nate Smith has been on a D3 ski for as long as he's been really competitive in this sport.
And Mr. Nate Smith is actually the one who performed one boy at 975 last year here.
Okay.
With his good friend Freddie Winter. That today he's not here because he had a problem on his ankle.
And there we go at dockside. We see Silvio Verde there. He's making a list and checking it twice. He isn't quite Santa Claus, but in terms of getting all the settings for the skiers as he conveys them out to the boat, he could well just be.
Yes, exactly. He's a nice person on the pier to see. And we know him since very long. All over Italy, he ever take a chance to travel so far.
Here we go. This is Nate Smith.
12 meters line for here.
Yeah. Wow. You could either love him or hate him for exactly the same reason, because he makes it look so smooth. Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Looks like the judges are requesting a... Oh, wow. Hang on a second. Oh, that is a huge problem for Nate Smith. The current world champion and record holder could well be a little bit on the 8-ball here, because no gate. So it means that he gets 6 buoys on 13 meters. And the reason for that being, you're watching it right now on the instant replay. So 6 on 13 meters. Now, That is a surprise, a huge surprise. Now, let's see how that works out in the...
But maybe this is it will be a chance to have a final, a final tomorrow morning instead of in the afternoon.
Okay, now, let's have a look at the leaderboard, shall we? Because that could definitely upset the apple cart here. We know that Thomas de Gasperi is through. What that does, though, is it means that Brandon Caruso, Brian Detrick, and Will Asher are all through to the next round of the competition because their three-way tie for second place occupies the three remaining spots. So, obviously, congratulations to Thomas de Gasperi and Brandon Caruso. So, two Italians in the top four seeds. Brian Detrick and Will Asher, they're through, one skier from the United States, one skier from Great Britain. And that means that skiers like Tibo Dejon, Corey Vaughn, and Jonathan Travers and Benjamin Stadlbauer, they have to battle it out in the repechage round to see if they can occupy the remaining four spots in the head-to-head competition.
Very right.
Wow.
What happened to Nate?
I don't know. I don't know, but we can switch to the tournament dock and see Nate. And we're going to start back at 1:30, which is in about half an hour from now. But Nate Smith on the starting dock still has a smile for his ski fans, though, despite what happened. Despite what happened there, but I tell you, I mean, that is definitely a surprise. I would not have expected that. All right then, folks. This represents the end of this section of the webcast with round one qualifying in the pro competition section of the 2017 San Gervasio Pro-Am. For Alessandro, this is Tony Lightfoot on behalf of the crew here at the Water Ski Broadcasting Company, including my friend Vincent Stadlbauer, working the deck here and getting all the cameras situated. It's been a great tournament so far, a lot of surprises, and hopefully some more surprises will come to fruition within the fullness of time. We'll be back with the round two, the repechage round, as you will see on the webcast player. So make sure you come back at 1:30 Central European Summertime for the continuation of the San Gervasio Pro-Am. And it is being brought to you by Radar Skis, Syndicate by HO Skis, Reflex, Aquaflyer, and El Villero.
Thank you, Tony.
And also Jolly Ski School, Malibu Boats, Veronini, and Barker. And like I said, we will be back very, very soon, in half an hour, as a matter of fact, for round two, the repechage round in the pro competition. So from San Gervasio, we'll be back in half an hour. Make sure you catch the webcast on that new player. Ciao for now.